السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين. مدد يا رسول مدد يا سادة أصحاب رسول مدد يا شيخنا لست ولا شاب فرز شيخ محمد أدل كان من طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حتى إذا ثقلت الأرض زخرفها وزينت ظن أهلها أنه قادر عليها أتاها أمرا ليلا أو نهارا فجعلناها حصيدا كأن لم تغن بالأمس. صدق الله العظيم. Allah Azze ve Celle buyuruyor, dünya tam zinetini almış, en güzel haline.
Allahumma says that at the time when this world will be decorated and when this world will be put into a beautiful state,
olmuş diye insanlar bunun bizim artık kimseye ihtiyacımız yok.
That is the time when people will start to say that we are no longer in need of anyone. We have put this world into its most beautiful state.
Biz yaptık bu.
They will be proud of themselves and they will say, it is us who achieved this.
Binayı süsledik.
We have decorated this world into its most beautiful state, they will say.
Yollar, sokaklar, her türlü şeyler yaptık.
We've accomplished and achieved so many things. We've built streets, roads, buildings, all these things.
Çok mükemmel bir şey yaptık diye.
We have put this world into a perfect state, people will claim.
Zannederler ki her şey tamam.
And people will think that now everything is complete.
Allah Azze ve Celle buyuruyor.
But then Allah Almighty says,
Bizim emir gelince
our order and our command will come and will manifest.
hepsi hiçbir şey bırakmaz.
And when our order and command comes, nothing will remain.
Dümdüz eder.
Everything will be turned into a flattened, barren ground.
Dün bu kadar her şey olan yerde dümdüz bir şey olur.
And those places which people were so proud of and where all these things existed will be turned into a flat, barren ground.
Yani dümdüz dediğimiz gene de insanların hiç artık bir kuvveti Allah Azze ve Celle'nin azameti karşısında olmadığı.
And then when everything will be turned into a flat and barren ground, people will realize yet again that there is no power and might in the face of Allah Almighty.
Olacak gün var. Şimdi bu günler herkes dünyaya hakim olduk diye.
That day will come and people realize that there is no power and no might except that of Allah Almighty. And now we live in a time when people think that they control everything and have power over everything.
İddia ediyorlar. Her şeyin biz yapıyoruz. Her şeyi
People claim that it is them who do everything.
Daha da yapmaya uğraşıyorlar.
And they claim to do everything and they continue to think that is them who does everything.
Şunu yapıyor, bunu yapıyor ama
People say we do this, we do that.
Allah'ın istediği vakit, Allah Azze ve Celle'nin emri geldiği vakit,
But they forget about the time when Allah Almighty's order and command will come, and that command and order will manifest whenever He Almighty likes.
hepsi çöp gibi gider.
And when His command manifests, all of this people are so proud of will be turned into garbage and dust, and will be thrown away like dust and garbage.
Bir şey kalmaz.
And then nothing will remain of those things they were so proud of.
Kalacak olan müminin imanıdır.
All that will remain that day will be the faith of the believer.
Mümin dünya için değil, ahiret için yaşar.
A believer does not live for this world, but lives for the hereafter.
Dünya onu kandırmaz.
This world does not cheat a believer.
Dünyanın meta, dünyanın şeyi hiçbir
the believer is not cheated by the diversions of this world,
kalbine zerre kadar kıymet vermez bu.
and the believer does not give any value to the distractions of this world and does not allow this world to enter his heart.
Mümin. Çünkü biliyor Allah Azze ve Celle'nin vaadi haktır.
Because a believer knows that Allah Almighty's promise is true and will fulfill,
Bundan hiçbirinin bir kıymeti yok.
and a believer knows that nothing of this world has any value,
Kuvveti yok. Allah Azze ve Celle'nin iradesi karşısında.
and all that is valuable for a believer is the will and command of Allah Almighty.
Mühim olan hayatta yaşıyoruz ama Allah'a güvenmek.
What is important is to have faith and trust in Allah Almighty. Of course, we all live in this world alive.
Allah Azze ve Celle'ye güvenmektir.
However, what we should trust in is not this world, but Allah Almighty.
Onun emirlerini yapmaktır bizim
And our duty is to fulfill Allah Almighty's orders.
için mühim olan. Bu dünya
That is what is important in this world.
sonunda öyle böyle kalmayacak.
This world, one way or the other, will not remain.
İnsana kalmayacak. Gözünü yumduğun zaten kalmıyor.
The moment you close your eyes, this world vanishes for you.
Daha ibret olsun diye Allah Azze ve Celle bu mübarek ayetleri Kur'an-ı Azimüşşan'da
And Allah Almighty has revealed these blessed verses for us as a teaching and as a lesson.
çoğu yerde insanlara ibret olsun diye söylemiş.
And Allah Almighty has spoken these sacred words in His holy verses so that it may be a lesson and a teaching for people.
İnsanlar gafil,
But people are heedless.
gafil ve cahil.
People do not pay attention and they are ignorant.
Cahil okumuşuz ise
They claim to be knowledgeable,
dünyaya her sokakta 10 tane üniversite var.
and when you go outside, there is a university to be found in every street.
Her yerde 1000 tane bilmem ne var.
There are 1,000 institutions everywhere.
Profesörler,
There are so many professors.
şeyler, öğretmenler.
There are so many teachers.
Hiçbir kıymet yok.
But it does not have any value unless
Allah Azze ve Celle'yi tanımadıktan sonra hepsi cahil olur.
you know Allah Almighty. If you do not know your Lord, Allah Almighty, then you are an ignorant person.
Alim olan bilmiş, Allah'ı bilendir.
A knowledgeable person, a scholar, is a person who knows his Lord, Allah Almighty.
Bilmeyen cahildir.
Those who do not know their Lord, Allah Almighty, are ignorant people.
İstediği kadar şey olsun, okumuş olsun.
Regardless of how much they may have studied.
Onun için Allah Azze ve Celle'nin emri vakı olacak.
Therefore, we must know that Allah Almighty's order will fulfill.
Dünya kandırmasın bizi.
Don't allow yourselves to be cheated by the diversions and distractions of this world.
Allah muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us.
Dünyanın metaından, şerrinden Allah muhafaza etsin.
Do not let yourselves be deceived, and may Allah Almighty protect us from the diversions and from the evil of this world,
Ona kul olalım inşallah.
and so that we may instead be servants of Him, Allah Almighty.
Ahireti, cenneti bize nasip etsin
And may Allah Almighty grant us in the hereafter His paradise.
inşallah. Ve minallah tevfik. El-Fatiha.